Level 1 of self-improvement is all about rewiring your dopamine. You've probably heard about the following habits and have had them drilled into your memory by your favorite YouTubers or friends. I'll quickly recapitulate these simple habits and explain their purpose. I won't go into the scientific details of dopamine just yet, but will emphasize its importance. Dopamine is a neuromodulator that heavily influences willpower, motivation, and discipline. Rewiring your dopamine means increasing your sensitivity towards it. This is switching your subconscious bias from habits that induce instant gratification to delayed gratification. You can simplify this by viewing willpower as a muscle. The stronger the muscle, the easier it is to lift weights. The more good habits you have, the easier it is to implement more great habits, and vice versa. Learn to resist. We'll start with the aspect of food. Quit eating junk food and minimize sugar. Your microbiome influences your behavior through the gut-brain axis. This connection is so strong that it influences your cognition, your mental health, stress, anxiety, depression, and has been even linked to autism. Many neurotransmitters are at play here, but we'll just simplify it to less pronounced dopamine spikes, which decrease the baseline of your dopamine and thus willpower and motivation. Another famous one in the community is NoFap or sexual retention. Orgasms are a great natural way to spike your dopamine, but it depletes your willpower. Definitely if you watch porn, because it generates a pronounced effect without any effort. This is something you really need to cut out. Masturbation without porn has the same effect but to a lesser extent. Sex is fine because you will more than likely have to put in some effort to achieve it. But if you want to be really focused, you can cut it out. Some bonus habits that nobody wants to hear. Quit the habit of listening to music, watching Netflix or TV. Quit social media, do a digital detox. And lastly but most importantly, quit the habit of drugs, like weed and alcohol. You can enjoy yourself once in a while, but regular drug use is detrimental for your productivity and impacts your well-being. There are tools like Adderall and Ritalin, but I would advise to go the natural route because it generates a dependency and you will suffer the side effects. Transitioning a bad habit to a great habit takes time. So don't give up if you have failed by eating junk food again, but have already had a week of clean eating. If you fail on eating clean just make sure that you eat clean longer for next time. Make it scalable. Push your comfort zone. Exercise. Get your mind used to taking action, choosing to do the hard thing for which you will generate dopamine, and the absolute benefit of feeling better in your body and improved sleep. Cold showers. A big comfort zone pushing move. Taking action that requires a ton of activation energy. Really gets you to start liking pushing the comfort zone with the dopamine spike you receive. After a cold shower, you feel so good, it releases a ton of energy and makes you proud of yourself. Next one is very similar to cold shower, is cold approaches. It's great for improving your social confidence, which in turn improves your relationships, which you know are crucial for happiness and success in life. Because you gain the ability to approach and discover new opportunities. This is asking your boss for a raise. This is giving awesome presentations. This is telling people how they should treat you. These habits help you understand how rewarding it is to push through suffering and are great for confidence. create room for thought. These are the long-term benefit habits, which are low dopamine inducing, the boring stuff. Makes you understand the value of long-term pursuits. Meditation gets you used to very low dopamine activities. It's basically doing nothing. That's very boring stuff. Once you are used to sitting, this starts to train your awareness. You create room for noticing ideas, and thus thinking. For this I recommend a free app called Medito to get you in the habit. Gratitude journaling. This is next to doing nothing. Pretty low dopamine habit. It's being alone with your thoughts and writing them down, with a focus on positivity to reframe your thinking patterns. It's getting used to reflection, which is extremely important. As you know, reflection is the basis of focus optimization. The last category is so important that it stands on its own. Sleep. If you are tired, you don't even have the energy to think about working out, and will take the easy way out. If you have a chronic deficit of sleep and have gotten used to it, and think it doesn't impact your productivity, know that it's affecting your behavior in ways you don't even know. Work on prioritizing sleep above all else. Only sacrifice it for rare and special occasions. Start doing the hard, boring stuff. These are great habits that target your body and mind to create a foundational balance in your life. That's setting you up for productivity, happiness, and fulfillment. Implementing new habits requires willpower. It's just like a muscle you can overtrain and get injured. So it's important to focus on moderate, consistent improvements instead of short, big efforts. For example, meditating for an hour for 3 days in a row versus meditating 5 to 10 minutes for 30 days. Consistent, incremental improvements are the way to go. Facilitating this is the purpose of productivity systems. I'll explain the principles in a future video. If you are truly depressed or have a very hard time with getting started, I would suggest a guide made by Hamza, which is referenced in the description. What I will be teaching is extreme stuff in a scalable approach. So I'm not targeting these people directly, but you are very much welcome to continue and evolve your journey once you've gotten the ability to take action and the mindset to not quit. Make your life so boring that the boring becomes fun. Stay focused.